All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, making money in crypto, making life-changing gains is all about finding the new narrative and making sure that you get ahead of that narrative and identify the best possible plays in that narrative. Yesterday, we had a massive narrative switch. You probably saw it. Bitcoin shot up to $38,000 and smashed right back down as soon as there was news that Blackrock filed a corporation for a trust in Delaware for an ETF of Ethereum. So now we have a new narrative in town, guys. And so today, we're going to go over a little bit about this narrative. We're going to show you some trades that I'm in. And most importantly, I'm going to show you some of these coins that I am very confident that they're going to do phenomenally well over the next few weeks to months. Now, because of this Ethereum narrative, the highest correlated, the best narratives, the best blue chips to medium chips, and even one bonus degen play at the end. So if that sounds good to you guys, like the video. If you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Kyle Chasse. I've been in crypto for 12 years, bringing you guys all the alpha here. And let's get into this exciting show. I'm very, very excited to show you guys. So first of all, we need to understand where we came from, right? And so, and what, like, to kind of set premise for this whole show. So over here on June 15th was when we had the announcement of the Blackrock ETF filing, June 15th. And you can see, and why I do this line over here was because when we had this crazy dip, I made a video, you can go check it out, that said, buy the dip. So literally right here, I said buy it, and you can see we're up 41.5% since that. But to show you where we've been from the beginning of the Blackrock, so we see now a spike in almost 50% since the announcement of the Blackrock Spot Bitcoin ETF filing. So let's go into yesterday. We had Foresight. The official application hasn't been filed yet, but let's listen to what Paul Barron has to say about this.
That I think everybody's going to talk about, and that is Ethereum being an ETF. This is crazy. This could be absolute big news. This came from a tweet that I think shook the ETH world. The iShares Ethereum Trust has just been registered in Delaware. Now, for context, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust was registered in a similar manner 7 days before they filed the ETF application with the SEC. Details below. And this was the breakdown. Even Eric Balashunas hit on it. It says, no shocker, ETH up 8% on the news, but the move started a good hour before my QT, or Summer's original tweet, which was the tweet we just showed you. Larry Fink also is in a clip right here talking about ESG. Now, this is an important statement because when you think about ETH and their move to true proof of stake versus proof of work, changes the game a little bit. Listen into what he had to say.
The reason why I backtrack from the term ESG, because it means something to every different person. It's almost so amorphous that you can't put your hands around it. I would say most of the funds, when you speak about it, are more in the terms of environmental. Yeah. And we just did a survey where 56% of our global investors are going to put more and more investments in decarbonization. And in fact, over 50% of our clients said this is their number one priority. Of the people who voted, of the 56%. All $9.1 trillion is our client's choice. Even our investors who invest in ETFs. We don't work with any one individual investor. We work with financial advisors, and they choose to invest at BlackRock because we have the best returns in some categories or something like that. So this has been way taken out of proportion. And in fact, we voted against almost most of the proposals that, quote unquote, were environmental last year. And the reason why, and I think you'll appreciate this, is the SEC changed the standards to what can be included in a proxy conference, vote. And most of it is non-economic, and we vote against it. Our fiduciary responsibility is to provide research, and we have research, and we believe through research that that's going to be a pathway of making excess returns over the next 30 years.
Okay, so he hits on a couple of things there, is that, ESG, just the term, but the vision and the idea behind, more responsible actions within our environment and the companies that participate in those is still real. But I think the key here is there's a lot of blockchains that are also practicing this as well. I want to go over to this next clip.
So there you have it. He's talking about, from Larry from BlackRock there was talking about how a lot of the companies that they manage assets for want to focus on environmentally friendly things. So if they believe, and even though it's been debunked that Bitcoin is, it does use a lot of energy, no doubt, but like they just built, they built this ball in Las Vegas. Have you guys seen it? It's this huge ball that like makes all kinds of designs on it. And that ball alone consumes more energy than the entire Bitcoin blockchain. So that's kind of a dumb argument. But when it comes down to people who really want to be, socially conscious and have propaganda about their environmental decisions, Ethereum will be a better solution for them than Bitcoin because of the switch from proof of work to proof of stake, which eats up like 99 point something% less energy than proof of work. So you can see there's also this form filed, this form 19B4, kind of at the same day, yesterday, as the corporation was set up. So corporation was set up for the trust in Delaware for the Ethereum spot Bitcoin ETF. And then we also have this form. This is just now policies and procedures. So yesterday was a very, 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 very volatile day, right? And before we go on, I just want to show you something real quick. Here, how I'm doing on my trade. I've got open right now on Solana. This actually came from another member in the VVIP group. If you guys haven't been following me, I've been doing exceptionally well on my trades over here. There's a link in the description below on how to get into the VVIP group. You have to sign up to either Bybit, or if you can't because of your country, whatever, you can use the Levex link as well. Or we're going to talk about another exchange in a little bit that you can also use. But the instructions are down there. So you can see I'm up almost $10,000 today on the Solana trade. Again, this wasn't my doing. Someone else in the group brought it up. I thought it was a solid lead, and we're doing very, very well on it. You can see it's a $162,000 trade, 20x leverage, and doing well. Now, yesterday, I want to show you something. This was, this is important because people don't show you kind of, proof of what they've done. But this is every, I haven't been trading for so long, guys. And so, again, in this group, you can come learn with us, which is a great way to do it. And there's all kinds of people sharing really awesome signals in there that have been spot on. But you can see this is transparently like my USD Perpetual trades, which is all I do the whole time I've been trading, and all, right? No, not just filtering them out. So you can see some of the losses I had here on one day when I got a little scared. I could have let it ride anyway. But, I'm up $17,000 on the first day. Then I lost about $6,000 here, made it back over here. This nets out to about $34,000 in profit so far from these closed trades, plus another almost $10,000 over here. So I'm up $45,000 now since the 24th, right? So that's like, what is that, like a little over 2 weeks, guys. So like I said, it's trading with derivatives, with leverage in a bull market is not, I wouldn't say easy. It definitely has risk. Don't get too greedy, but with help, with learning, in a bull market, the markets are more green than they are red. You will not see me shorting the market because I just think that's weird. Like, I actually hold these underlying assets. Like, so if I'm holding Bitcoin, why would I short Bitcoin? Like, psychologically, I don't want it to go down. I want it to go up, right? So like, I know people do, but anyway, that's my strategy here. And I hope to see you guys in the VVIP group where I'm in there all the time, talking to everybody and sharing some alpha. So you can see here, this is the first tweet that broke the news that caused the markets to completely shift on their head yesterday. This is Summer Things. The iShares Ethereum Trust has just been registered in Delaware. For context, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust was registered in a similar manner 7 days before they filed the ETF application with the SEC. Details below. So, and guys, I'm a little sick right now. If I don't know if you can hear my voice, I'm sorry if I sniffle or something like that. But the point is, this is just the registering of the company and that 19.4B form. But this is, for context, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust was registered in a similar manner 7 days before they filed the ETF application with the SEC. So we've had this, so what happens here, guys, is you have like these moments where something happens, right? Like the guys from Bloomberg will say something like, oh, we expect 90% by this time or whatever. And then the markets pick up, right? And then you have like nothing for like a week, and then it gets quiet, and then things start to people start to lose faith and think, oh, this is going to take forever. And then something else comes out, boom, it spikes up the price again. And so again, coming back to this chart over here, you can see, all these green candles we had these are like all little bits of news, right? This is the big sell-off from open interest getting wiped out, too much leverage in the market, flushed out, back up only here. And so this is all anticipation into this ETF. The same thing I expect to happen with Ethereum now. And we just got a spike yesterday. Yes, great. But I expect that we're going to get the same kind of anticipation around Ethereum spot ETF. And it's probably going to happen sooner than it took for the BlackRock ETF to happen, because that had to go through all kinds of stuff, right? Grayscale had to sue the SEC, and Grayscale won. And the whole underlying context was that you can't have a regulated securities futures market like Bitcoin futures or Ethereum futures, which we already have passed by the SEC. and you can't say that you can't have a spot product. That was a ruling from the court. So we can expect the Ethereum one to come a lot quicker, probably right after the Bitcoin one, I'm guessing. So early next year, expect to have this Ethereum. So between now and then, this is what the point of the video is, to look at where we can find the biggest, essentially leverage bets on Ethereum being a narrative now. And so we're going to go into that in just a bit here. But you can see that, let's see. And so this was from Walter Bloomberg. He says, BlackRock's growing increasingly confident the SEC will approve its BTC ETF by January. Sources tell Fox Business. This is probably why they went and filed the Ethereum one as well. And you can see here that yesterday was crazy, right? You saw $440 million in liquidations. Everyone started longing when it went, and then the price correction when that tweet came out, crazy. And then $1 billion in open interest was wiped off, the open interest from the CME. Also, the CME became significantly, so what this is really, really critical here. So significantly, this turbulence has resulted in shifting landscape regarding exchange open interest. The CME, or Chicago Mercantile Exchange, has now ascended to become the largest exchange in the world regarding following a substantial wipeout of open. So when it comes down to futures for Bitcoin, this is significant. Why? Because institutions and high net worth individuals, they play on the CME. They're not on Binance. They're not on Coinbase. They're playing on a regulated institutional exchange like the CME. And so when the volume is increasing on an institutional exchange versus a retail exchange like Binance, this is showing you that it definitely has appetite for these crypto products to come in. So to me, this is very, very bullish to show that a lot of money is about to come into this space. So you can just see the timeline here, just as flip. This is when we saw the Bitcoin, what happened? I forget here, but this is when we saw, okay, so you had this run up to Bitcoin touched $38,000. Earlier in the day, I thought, well, it might see resistance at 37. It smashed through that, no problem. And then went to 38. And then we had this tweet that came out, and all of the positions flipped from Bitcoin into Ethereum. So this is the Bitcoin chart. And then following that exactly, you have the Ethereum chart at the same time pumping up. So we have a narrative switch. You can also see here that the Ethereum gas fees skyrocketed from like 30 or 40 Gwei all the way to like 170 Gwei yesterday when this all happened, which leads into the discussion about which tokens are going to pump along with this Ethereum narrative. So you can see the ones that we're picking here today. Some of them got Optimism, Arbitrum, Rollbit, GMX, and stay tuned for the bonus one at the end as well. But you can see they're all highly correlated over the past month. Optimism has a 99% correlation to Ethereum. Arbitrum 96, Rollbit 92, GMX 98. So as Ethereum, but altcoins pump harder than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is why I think it makes a lot of sense to be positioned in these highly correlated, high quality, I call them blue chip projects, because I think that they're going to outperform ETH over the coming weeks to months. Now, not all of these are, in my opinion, good to hold long-term, because a lot of them have low float or circulating supply, which means there'll be a lot of inflation coming in the future. And I'll talk about which one of those are in a second. But let's go into Arbitrum. But before that, let's understand why. Another reason I'm very, very excited about Arbitrum here. So you can see that on the date of this article, it was August 21st down here. And the Avalanche launched $100 million and DeFi initiatives to kick off the Avax boom. And what happened after that on August 21st? Well, you had August 21st, you had about $1 billion in TVL. And then look what happened, this meteoric rise all the way to like 23 point something billion dollars in a very short amount of time, right? Look at this just vertical run up after this DeFi liquidity fund launched. That brings a lot of attention to the project, which initially ends up pumping the price of it. So you can see here that Arbitrum created this STIP recipients ranked by allocation. So the STIP thing is what this article talks about. Is this a liquidity rewards program here? You can see winter's coming early to the DeFi world. No, sorry, that's the wrong article. But anyway, so this is the 50 million Arbitrum that are going to, and this is how it was allocated. So you can see the lion's share, 4 times more than the second place person. 12 million, that's like $13, $14 million of extra incentive to bring liquidity to Arbitrum, which is great. And you can see Arbitrum here has been doing really well. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think that Arbitrum maybe isn't the best for a very long-term play, but until we get the actual launch of the spot traded Ethereum ETF, I think this is going to do incredibly well, because this inflation, you've got you got 1.2% of the tokens circulating right now, which means over the next period of time, you still have to have, 87% of the tokens come into circulation. But it's probably not going to be a ton of sell pressure between now and it's going to be a lot of upward pressure, actually. And you can see here over the past 7 days, it was just kind of cruising along, and then boom, last night, Ethereum ETF, Arbitrum, highly correlated, pumped, right? You can also see there Arbitrum on DeFi Llama. You can see that Arbitrum is cranking when it comes. It's the Ethereum, then Tron, BSC chains or Binance chain, and then Arbitrum comes in 4th place. And you can see that there's crazy 24-hour volume. One of the biggest, actually, almost $1 billion in volume. It's the second largest here from all of the infrastructure chains. Okay, so that's Arbitrum number one. And Optimism is another layer 2 scaling solution. They're both great. They're both solid. They use optimistic rollups. And they also have this kind of, ecosystem. On the OP stack from Optimism, you've got Binance, their layer 2 being built on it. You've got Base from Coinbase being built on the OP stack. Unfortunately, these big chains that are using the stack, they don't bring more value to the Optimism token. So for that reason, I'm not bullish long term. I think there's better things to do long term, but short term, this is again highly correlated. You can see again the news here, boom, pump from that, and it's been doing really, really well. But I expect, because of the high correlation, Optimism to do extremely well as well. Following this Ethereum narrative that we're talking about. So, also as a narrative, in Q4, sometime this year, probably in this month or next month, Ethereum is set to launch EIP 4844. This is meant to reduce the fees on Ethereum. Now, this again will bring more attention back to Ethereum. People are going to say, oh, this is interesting. Like, no longer do I need to go to Solana or like Cosmos or something. I can go to Ethereum because the gas fees will be cheaper. But again, this is just a narrative play, right? I expect Ethereum, L2s, dApps, everything to be, for a while there was Bitcoin and Solana was a narrative for a while, right? And now we have Ethereum coming back into play. Now, the next one's going to be GMX that I talk about. And it's important to note here that in the last 4 months, you see the DEX to SEX ratio increasing. This is essentially the volume on exchanges that were either on SEXs or DEXs. And you can see the increase in volume happening here slowly but surely to DEXs. So the next one I want to talk about is Arbitrum. Now, Arbitrum is a decentralized, fully decentralized, brilliant. I talked about it a long time ago, guys, and I'm actually one of the LPs participating in GMX as well, because you get great rewards from it. So it's a fully, and this is also great. And there's also a link in the description below if you want to use GMX. I have an affiliate link there, and that would be great if you use it. But you can also use the LevX link down below as well. But anyway, I love this stuff, right? I love to see decentralized infrastructure, permissionless, no KYC, no nothing, no non-custodial. You don't have to trust them with your funds. You just connect your wallet, and you can trade leverage up to 50x on GMX. It's a complete innovative thing. I also love the way that they were launched. The founders kept, I think, 0.8% of the supply, like nothing compared to most other projects that keep 20%. And they did a fair launch. They didn't even raise any money. How insane is that? And now it's valued at $493 million. It's insane. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful protocol. And this is one that I'm very bullish on long term. And I do provide liquidity because it provides amazing rewards from it. And again, highly correlated to the ETH narrative. And it's just an amazing product that is an exchange. And for an exchange to generate, to be this low in market cap, in my opinion, I believe this thing is going to completely, I don't know. I don't want to give, should at least 10 to 20x. It's probably, I guess it depends on how much customers they have there, but I'll show you some more statistics soon. So with the recent market fluctuations, the transaction volume of the derivatives protocol GMX reached $550 million on November 9th, yesterday. This is good. This is another reason. Volatility is good for revenue in leverage exchanges, right? And that's when they make the most money. And the beautiful thing about GMX is that the revenue they generate goes back to the token holders and LPs. The founders of GMX keep nothing as far as fees, other like all the other exchanges. You know, CZ's worth like, I don't know, like $100 billion plus or more probably. The founder of Bybit's probably worth $50 billion or something crazy like that, right? So imagine, you know, what, and this user experience is beautiful, and they just continue to improve on GMX. So imagine this is severely undervalued, in my opinion, GMX right now. I think that this is one that I'm holding long-term for sure. And again, this is talking about the liquidity rewards. This is Dune Analytics. You can see here that they just had massive increase. Look at this. $150 billion in volume traded so far on GMX. That's amazing. And it's been around mostly for a bear market. Imagine this is going to just scream in a bull market. You know, there's a lot of people that can't use all these other exchanges with leverage. And so GMX is the best place to come do it. You know, it's what crypto is all about. It's what blockchain is all about. It's the true essence of beautiful token economics, beautiful user experience, beautiful innovation. I love GMX. Like, I really, really do. But you can just see statistics right here. Just look at this. You know, revenue is increasing, volume's increasing, everything's increasing. It's a solid play in my opinion. Okay, Rollbit. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm incredibly bullish on Rollbit. I first told you guys about it on the, what was it? When it was like a $460 million market cap, right? So we're almost up 2x, maybe about 75% since I told you guys about it. But this thing's going to get, in my opinion, just going to continue to keep printing. Why? Because, and another thing that's really interesting here, guys, too, is like they started with 5 billion tokens and now they have 3.29 billion tokens. Why? Because they're burning the crap out of them. They got this buyback and burn program, right? So these guys generate crazy money. It's a big casino. It's also a futures exchange, and it's a sportsbook betting platform. So of the casino revenue, this is 24 hours, 10% of it gets used, that revenue gets back, buyback and burn, right? Of the futures revenue, 30% is buyback and burn. And the sports bet book, 20% is buyback and burn. So you can see, look, totally since they launched, oh, it's even better than over here. Look, this says 3.2, not 3.3 almost, but actually the circulating supply is just about 3 billion left over because they've burnt almost 2 billion so far from that's crazy revenue. So this thing's just gonna continue. They don't even need you guys to go buy their token. They buy it themselves and burn it. You know, like, so this is why I like, because it's not my favorite product from like innovation or like decentralization. No, it's just a really good bet, in my opinion, when it comes down to making money, because you have the house buying on the open market and burning these tokens, which is constant buy pressure. And as people get really rich in the upcoming bull market, they're going to go gamble. And they're going to go gamble on Rollbit, and that revenue is going to go back to buying tokens. Like, this is just nuts. 38% of the supply burnt. This is why I really like it. You can see the Dune dashboard here for buybacks and burn. You could just see this like if crypto charts always look at this, man, be very good for all of us. We could just see this burn, cumulative burn. You can see they started burning everything on chain as well. You can come see it transparently. So very, very bullish on Rollbit, guys, as well. And this is a bonus one. Now, don't do anything yet. Don't go out and ape into this. You know, I just want to bring it up because if I like GMX so much, and these guys are building around GMX. So this is something I invested into, a little tiny check, guys, like with very little due diligence. So, I am invested. I haven't sold any tokens. I'm not telling you to go out to buy this. And I'm not even telling you that this is like safe, right? Because the founder is anonymous. But, you know, like one good thing at least is that, you know, it is a micro cap. It's super low, $3.8 million market cap. 80% of the tokens are in circulation, so not a whole lot left to come inflate. The developer does seem like a good guy. I've had some chats with him personally, never face-to-face, always just through Telegram. So again, you know, highly speculative, but they built essentially right now, first step, an interface to interface with GMX. So if you want to use, and like this is kind of, I haven't even tried it yet, but they are doing this trading competition. So it looks to me like it's a test competition. So this is kind of cool, risk-free. You don't lose any money. They'll give you testnet, BTC, and ETH, so you can try it out. You can leverage from 1 to 50x, and they've got prizes here, you guys. I would love, because I haven't had a lot of time to do due diligence here, I would love for you to go try this out, go give them a follow, And again, they didn't pay me for this at all, but I do hold bags of this. But I'm curious to get you guys' thoughts and opinion. Go try it out. I would love to hear your thoughts on how is the bot experience. Like, would you rather trade on Telegram or trade directly in the GMX interface? In this one or in Telegram? I don't know. Like, I'm curious. I'm generally curious to hear you guys' thoughts. All right, guys. I hope that you found a lot of value on this. I spent a lot of time on it, even though I'm sick. But I love you guys. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everyone who's come out to support me. It would mean a lot to me if you share this with all your friends. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get these every time I drop a video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.